Hello my hobby friends, welcome back to another craft vlog. My name is Lorna and today we're looking at what I completed last month and what I plan to do next month. Now last month, or this month, however you see it, was my first month doing this craft vlog and it hasn't been as successful as I wanted it to be. To be fair, for 3 out of the 4 weeks I have been ill. So we have had flu in this house and back-to-back colds and sicknesses. So today has been the first day that I've actually felt human, which is good. And I'd like to show you what I have managed to do from last episode. So I wanted to take these cards and I wanted to turn them into gingerbread houses to create part of a garland for Christmas time, which is just normal card making recycled cards. And I've managed to cut, I think there's around 20 here up. And as you can see, I have started to draw on them. So I've cut them in half and they're in like shape of the houses in Amsterdam. I have seen a lot of gingerbread houses in this kind of style and I have been to Amsterdam before and the architecture has been really cute. You see that? I've just been drawing with a white gel pen on these. This is something I sit and do while I wait for my son, who's in nursery. Something to do in the car while I'm waiting to pick him up. But yeah, other than that, that's all I've got drawn. But they're different sizes for me to colour in. The second project I wanted to tackle was the Christmas game for my son at Christmas time, and that was to create some reindeer and a sleigh and hide the reindeer around the room for him to find and connect to the sleigh, ready for Santa to leave to come deliver our parcels. And I have got somewhere with that one. So I have painted the sleigh. It's not finished. I want to do a few more details on there, but I was experimenting with paint. This side I've used nail varnish, red nail varnish and gold nail varnish. And on the other side is acrylic paint and glitter glue. And the reason I use nail varnish is because I've brought some and I'm allergic to it. And I thought, I can paint with paint. It's technically a kind of lacquer, so I don't have to top coat it either. So I thought I'd give it a go. And it's not come out too bad. I'm not sure which side I prefer. Which side do you prefer? Like, can you see the shimmer on there? I think I prefer the acrylic. Now, I've also painted the reindeer. Again, one side is nail varnish and the other side is acrylic. I don't know how well you can see that. So that's the nail varnish side. And then this is the acrylic side. I think I prefer the acrylic side. The colour seems to be a bit more warmer. And as you can see, I've done a nice tacky label, you know, just print a label on there of what the reindeer names are, because I want my son to learn the reindeer names and he's visually impaired. So any hopes for him to read, I have printed it out neatly. Otherwise I would have written there a nice slanty style writing, but it's for my son, and for him to have any hopes in reading that, it needed to be printed. Now, I haven't done it to all of them, but I eventually are going to add a little holly leaf and a bell to all of them. And then I think I'm going to put a paper clip here, and that's what's going to hold it onto the ribbon. That's how we're going to pin them to the ribbon, it's just a simple paper clip. But yeah, the bell is also an audio? But yeah, the bell is also I want to say audio audit. It's a sound cue for my son to help him locate where they are. So if he knocks one like under a pillow or something, he has a chance of hearing it rather than seeing it. So that's how that project has gone. I need to add a few more details to the sleigh, glue gun the ribbon on, attach the holly leaves and the bells to each of the reindeer and the paper clips, and I think that'll be it done. So that shouldn't take long. That should only take a few, like half an hour to finish painting and adding those bits on, she says. And the last thing I wanted to get done was some Valentine's Day stockings or little bags, and I didn't do it. I have been ill, like I said, and I'm quite happy I didn't get it done. But I have started cutting up some felt. So this is just a tiny bit of felt I've cut up. And I really wanted to do a heart garland out of it where it's not going to do it for me now, is it? Where you fold it like that and then like sew them together like that, so it's little hearts. But I did find my felt here won't hold its shape like that, and I'm not sure how to fix that problem, but instead I think I am going to create paper chains from it, and I will have the occasional thing hanging off the paper chain, so some hearts or something, and I have enough. It'll totally cover where I want it to go. So I have made some progress for my Valentine's Day decorations, and the bags, if you looked at my craft haul, I have brought some lining ready for them. So for the month ahead, I am looking at finishing some of those bits of projects off, mainly the reindeer game, which won't take long. The gingerbread houses I'll just do in the background, and then the Valentine's Day stuff I'm not too bothered about, but I might play with it while it's still out. And then if you've watched my craft haul, you have noticed that I have brought this chicken fabric, and I intend to create a advent calendar of some sort out of this for the 40 days in between Pancake Day and Easter. Now, if you watched my craft haul, you would have seen that I mentioned dividing my year into 6 different phases. I want to go into a bit of more detail into why I want to do that. Now, my son has multiple special needs, and I thought dividing the year into 6 different phases and decorating would help regulate him. So if we do the same decorations for that part of the year every year, he'll know what to expect and what goes on. So obviously January, February is love and painting, and then we'll move on to eggs and baking, growth and gardening, sun and games, haunts and history, and festive and films. Now I've kind of done that as a play on words, but it's also to help with what's going on around those months. So we've got love and painting for Valentine's Day. It's a time to get creative. Eggs and baking is an Easter reference. And obviously with the eggs, we'll get baking and cooking and messy play with food, get him interested in how we produce food, which moves on to gardening and growth, and hopes I can get him in the garden and start growing food, learning about insects and how they help, so science side of the things. And then we move on to sun and games, so this would be like around the summer holidays, getting out and about, trying to do sports, playing games at home together. And then we'll go on to haunts and histories, where we'll obviously be decorating for Halloween and looking at like castle history, Egyptian history, things like that. And then festive and films is a time to decorate for Christmas and watch films, as well as potentially make films with stop motion, making our own characters, finding lines for these characters, creating stories. So we're looking at English, and this is all me thinking about, one, helping him regulate and giving him things to do. He's only 2 and we're already fighting for a special needs school place for him. If he doesn't get that, I am terrified at sending him to a mainstream school, so it might be a case that I homeschool, and I'm thinking these phases would help me adjust to homeschooling and help him regulate with homeschooling at the same time. But while he's also at school, it's a nice way of doing extra words. So I don't plan on going OTT with the decorations. It will just be a couple of cushion covers on the sofa, a thrifted fro for that season, and a garland above. And then in the kitchen diner, there'll be a garland, and either it'll be an advent calendar of some kind or a little gift bag. So I haven't really got much decorating done for that yet. So these craft vlogs will probably be me preparing and decorating for this. So hopefully next year, I'm doing bits now, but hopefully next year it will be all ready to decorate, and I'll be doing more activities with him when he's a bit older as well. Back to my plans for the month ahead. You've seen that I've got the chickens for the advent calendar, but I also want to decorate the wooden chickens. I've got 10 of these, I think, for a garland to go in the kitchen or the sitting room. And I have 20 wooden eggs to decorate for a garland, again to go in the kitchen or the sitting room, and I plan to put them on this leaf ribbon. So yeah, next month will be finish the projects from last month or thereabouts, and to get cracking on my Easter advent calendar, which I hope to do a video on of me making the advent calendar, especially the little advent numbers, as advent numbers in the craft shops only really go up to 20, 25, and obviously this needs to go up to 40. So wait around for that. Hopefully there'll be a video on that soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.